Due to Shiv Sena protests, Pakistani classical singer Javed Bashir along with Mekhal Hassan band performed in Delhi on Sunday, but they were slated to perform at the City Fort Auditorium on Monday. Their show too got cancelled at the last moment.
I think right now whatever focus needs to happen in terms of improving ties, needs to start with de-escalating tension, I think at the LOC, at the border, and working towards firstly stopping the deaths of our soldiers, of innocent civilians who at times get caught in some kind of crossfire, so de-escalate that process. I think that's when we can move to the next step of again improving cultural ties.
Let's raise the big question then. Should sporting and cultural ties be a casualty of Indo-Pak LOC tensions? On our panel tonight, joining me now, Kumar Ketkar, Chief Editor of Dainik Divya Marathi. He's just back from Lahore as part of the South Asia Free Media Association. Mahesh Bhatt, Director and Producer. Aslam Sher Khan, former hockey player and former Congress MP. Meenakshi Lekhi, Advocate and Mahila Morcha National Vice President BJP. Bharat Kumar Raut of the Shiv Sena. Jitendra Awhad of the NCP. And from Pakistan, Salman Ahmed, Pakistani musician of that prominent band Junoon, is also joining us. Appreciate all of you joining us. Bharat Kumar Raut, I want a straight answer. What has the Shiv Sena really achieved today by ensuring that Pakistani hockey players go home? Do you believe the LOC violations will stop now, or the brutal killing of Lance Naik Hemraj has been avenged by sending these players home?
See, there is not a question whether we will be able to stop that, because that has been happening for a long time.
Yes.
But it is our duty that we should protest. If this whole thing had gone unprotested, then the world would have seen India as a soft target. If the Indians are killed, brutally killed by Pakistanis, and our fellow Jawans are killed, and still, how does anyone expect that we Indians, we welcome and cheer Pakistani players, Pakistani artists on the Bharat Bhumi, on Indian ground? How do you expect that?
Okay, so you're saying
Shiv Sena has done its job and proud of that.
Oh, you are proud of what the Shiv Sena has done. Jitendra Awhad, we know where the Shiv Sena stands.
Yes.
But we still don't know where the NCP Congress government in Maharashtra stands. Because, do you support the Shiv Sena stand, or do you want better relations with Pakistan? At least the Shiv Sena is clear. What about the NCP Congress government? Is Mumbai a no-go zone for Pakistanis?
See, whatever Shiv Sena has done, it's doing for its political benefits.
Yes.
Let's not talk on politics at this juncture.
No. Where does the NCP stand? What does the NCP Congress government? Do you believe that Mumbai is a no-go zone for Pakistanis?
Rajdeep, on your shoes, for time and again for last 10 years, I have been solidly standing behind these issues and saying that yes, cultural ties should be strengthened.
Yes.
For India, Pakistan coming together and moving ahead.
Yes.
We are two nations next to each other.
Yes.
But again, a person like me who has always talked of getting together, being friendly, and by the way, from the various corners, going ahead and maintaining friendly relations with Pakistan.
Yes.
But irrespective of that, the thing which happened, a crossfire, firing at the boundaries, in defense, in various food sector, this sector, that sector, it's a natural way of playing with each other. That's okay. But when you behead somebody in a barbaric way, that sends a very bad message in the...
So you support the Shiv Sena? The NCP Congress government supports the Shiv Sena stand in boycotting Pakistani players, yes or no?
Rajdeep, let me finish it up. Don't put words in my mouth. First time a person like me is confused that what is... See, it might be a position taken by a section of Pakistanis to stop it.
Yes.
Now, it is for our external affairs ministers and the higher up to decide, talking to Pakistan, whether what's happening in Pakistan.
Okay.
I am definitely sure that a common man of Pakistan, a common citizen of Pakistan is not in favor of what's happening.
Okay, hold on.
Then that common man and
Hold on for a moment. Meenakshi Lekhi, let me turn to you. It's interesting that your leader Arun Jaitley has blessed this hockey league with the Pakistani players. Now suddenly the BJP also does a U-turn. The very same Pakistani players are villains. These players are playing as individuals, mind you, not as the national team. So does the BJP also want no ties, cultural, sporting ties with Pakistan?
As of now, absolutely not. And BJP has conveyed its displeasure to the government of India in not just once but in so many words. We have protested. We have had one whole day protest across the country. The leader of the opposition, Ms. Swaraj, has condemned the action and has spoken in very, very harsh terms and communicated the sentiment of the entire country. An assertion of Indian
so Pakistani individuals, so even Pakistani individuals, they were playing, must pay the price.
Rajdeep,
yes.
Everyone needs to pay the price because we have been made to pay the price of our good behavior.
Okay.
I think it's high time these players go back to their country and start questioning their government as to if they want better ties with India, they have to question what is happening in their country and how is it that their country is not responding the right way, and if they are not going to respond the right way, there is going to be a morass of misapplication of our adventures. I think misadventures of this sort need to be treated in the same way, the manner in which we have been treated.
Right.
And high time we start asserting ourselves.
Okay, you believe it is asserting yourself. That is the BJP position. I just want to get every party's position at the start. Aslam Sher Khan, you are a congressman and a hockey player. Should the players be made a victim of border tensions? Should the players not be allowed into India? No Pakistani to be allowed into India. Is that the Congress's position also?
I don't know about the Congress position exactly, but what my saying is that if you are going to stop players or cultural ties, people-to-people contact, it's not going to be benefited to India or Pakistan. You see,
you believe it will be of no benefit?
LOC, no benefit.
Okay.
And because jihadis and the army of Pakistan or whatever ISI, people want to be that. This sort of a relationship not be met between India and Pakistan because the people love to come each other.
Okay.
So the whole problem is we have to see that if we want to bring people closer, so this sort of a a small thing like sending hockey player back or cricket team not coming here.
Meenakshi Lekhi, quickly respond. Meenakshi Lekhi, quickly respond. The Congress position is how will
my question?
Yes.
My question to Mr. Sher Khan is that what benefit have you achieved by this particular action? Have the jihadis stopped infiltrating into the country? Have the people who have come into the country gone back in exact number that they came in?
Right.
Have the people in Pakistan responded against their government? Answer to all this is incorrect. Your statement is incorrect and it has not benefited the country. High time we start revising the policy we have been following.
Okay. Yeah, I just want for a moment to go to Pakistan. Just hold on. I want to go to Salman Khan, Salman Ahmed, who joins us from Pakistan, the lead musician with Junoon. You're hearing the arguments particularly being made by politicians in this country at the moment, Salman. You can't behead our soldiers and have border tensions and yet avail of our hospitality. How do you respond to this? As a Pakistani, you're a singer who's come to India, but you can't have a situation where you are given lavish hospitality and there is border tension. How do you respond today?
So, Rajdeep, thanks for having me and hello to all your guests. I think the lavish hospitality is a bilateral trait of Indians and Pakistanis, of civil society in India and Pakistan. You and I have known each other for 15 years. And unfortunately, we're watching a movie which is like a tragic version of Groundhog's Day. Confidence building measures between civil society, filmmakers, Bhatt Saab is here, he's been to Pakistan, I've been to India. Filmmakers, businessmen, novelists, musicians, poets have no problem building confidence. But each time confidence building measures reach a certain level, something happens at the LOC. Now it's very tragic what's happened at the LOC, and I don't want to poke fingers on either sides of the border. But my thing is, if we are spending so much time, Aman ki Asha and all kinds of confidence building measures, isn't it about time that we brought the army people on board with the same interest that the civilians have? That's my question.
No, but how will you do that? Salman, let's be honest. It's all very well to say musicians, interact with each other, civil society, but what about the state and the army, particularly the Pakistani army? Can you have any impact by singing, by your music and having a vast fan following in India? Will it have any impact on the army? Will cultural ties have any impact on changing attitudes of the Pakistan army? Is the question that many ask in this country.
No, I think it's an unfair framing of the question, Rajiv. If you remember, Junoon first came to India with a song called Sayoni. Now you and I were on speaking to each other on a TV show when both countries tested nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Now what happens is that whenever there is saber rattling, civil society becomes marginalized. I don't think this is a Pakistan problem or an India problem. It's a bilateral problem. We need to look at the future, forget about the past, and say, is peace a necessity in the region? Number one. Secondly, 1.4 billion people in the region, do the majority of them want peace between India and Pakistan, or do they want the saber rattling? My experience has told me that across the board, youth, women, older people, majority of Indians and Pakistanis want peace. So where is the problem arising?
So you're saying isolate the extremists. If anything, don't allow cultural ties and sporting ties to isolate the extremist voices. Am I correct? That you want, you believe that cultural and sporting ties will isolate the extremists? Will they change? Will a Hafiz Saeed change the way he thinks about India simply because you are wanting to reach out to India? Will he change his views?
So Rajdeep, you're again putting words in my mouth. I'm saying that cultural fusion is always better than nuclear fusion. Cultural fusion always ends extremism. So point is, wherever the violence comes from or the extremism comes from, the more cultural ties we have, the more confidence building measures we have, both countries are going to benefit. So if we allow extremists or the minority to hijack the agenda, both countries lose.
You know, you're putting this, but Mahesh, but let me just bring you in. You've been a great advocate of Indo-Pak cultural ties, but do you concede that cultural relationships cannot function in an atmosphere of mistrust? Salman Ahmad, great singer, we all love to listen to Junoon, but can it all function in an atmosphere completely divorced from tensions on the border?
I think Rajni, Salman and me have to come to terms with one bitter truth, that when the winds of hate blow, all talk of restraint, love, and to calibrate your response is looked upon as acts of treason. You will be branded as a not patriot unless you cry for the head of the other, 10 heads for one. You won't be christened by the hate mongers as a patriot. This is unfortunate on both sides. But what you just asked is a very important question. I think there was a time when people like me deluded that we artists are the engines and we can propel this region into some fantastic area of peace, everlasting peace. But it took us a while to realize that we are merely gliders. We glide on where the winds are blowing, and we can only impact in the virtual space. In the real world, it is the politicians on both sides. It is the bureaucrats on both sides who have to really help us.
So in a sense, hold on. In a sense, what you are saying, because Salman's going to leave us shortly, I just want to take it to Salman. Salman, in a sense, you feel today as a soft target. That the politicians can't get their act together. The two armies cannot get their act together. So cultural and sporting relations are the first to be affected. We cannot take on Pakistan in a war. You cannot, it appears, stop your support to jihadi terror, and therefore sportsmen and cultural artists will suffer.
No, Rajdeep, so let me take my self-interest out of this. If you look at the business people, they are bottom line people. And I know great Indian businessmen like Sunil Munjal and Amin Hashwani in Pakistan who have no problem looking at a future between India and Pakistan which is mutually beneficial, mutually respectful, and the businessmen, when they agree, that means there's a future for peace. Now the people who want to derail the peace process, my question is, we need to ask them what future do they see?
They are questioning the double standard. Meenakshi Lekhi, I'll respond to Salman Ahmad. What is the future you see? What is the benefit? He's asking a simple question. What is the future you see in ending the peace constituency beyond strengthening the extremists?
You see, my question to Salman would be, what is he going to do? Go back home and ask his establishment as to what are the plans of maintaining peace in the region. I think better question for Salman would be that what are his action plan for his government, his army, his people, his jihadi groups?
Are you saying that cultural artists should be held responsible for what the Pakistani army does? Are you saying sports persons must be held responsible for what the Pakistani state does?
I am saying nationhood is represented through the nation.
Yes.
And I'm sure Salman's nationhood is Pakistan. And the sentiments are reflected in action. And the action, if are true to what is being stated, he needs to reflect back home as to what are the policies.
So are you saying that Salman Ahmad must pay the price for the role of the Pakistani army on the border?
If Indians are going to pay the price of having to look at their soldier beheaded in an indignified manner, Pakistanis too need to pay the price.
Okay,
and that
Salman, respond.
Because government seems to be working on assumptions.
Yes, Salman,
that
respond.
It is working for its people.
Let Salman respond to you. Yes, Salman, respond to Meenakshi Lekhi. You must pay the price for what your government does.
So let me just respond in the way that in Pakistan, civil society, all politicians on all sides of the divide, they are all business community, everybody is on board with a positive relationship, good neighborly relationship with India. Now my point is, if we expend so much energy in doing the Aman Ki Ashas, we need to bring all stakeholders onto that platform, not just civil society. We need to bring everybody on board so that we are looking eyeball to eyeball and say we are moving towards peace. Are you moving with us or not?
Okay.
Are you able to do that in Pakistan?
No.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so you're saying
if you can, then I would like to see the result, because what you're stating is not being shown in your actions.
Okay, point taken.
तो उर्दू मुहावरा is कि ताली दो हाथों से बजती है.
ताली दो हाथों से बजती है.
हमारे ताली दो हाथों से नहीं बजी है, यहाँ पर तो प्रोवोकेशन हुई है. और जनाब जरा देखिए और सुनिए कि हमारे सिपाहियों ने कौन से आपके सिपाहियों को बिहेड करके भेजा या कान के अंदर सलाखें फंसा के भेजा है, जो आपने कालिया के साथ किया था. पहली बार ये जिक्र नहीं है, चौथी या पांचवी बार हुआ है.
मोहतरमा अगर
आपकी आर्मी काम करती है.
मोहतरमा मैं आपको दावत देता हूं कि आप पाकिस्तान आए तो सही एक दफा, जिस तरह भट्ट साहब आए हैं.
देखिए, मैं आपकी दावत स्वीकार नहीं करूंगी. मैं आपकी दावत
मैं आपको क्या समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ,
आप मेरे शहीद का सर वापस नहीं ला के देंगे.
मोहतरमा मैं आपको दावत देता हूँ, मेरे घर आके आप पाकिस्तान में रहें, पूरा पाकिस्तान फिरें. भट्ट साहब पाकिस्तान आए हैं, पीपल टू पीपल कांटेक्ट जब होता है तो लोगों को नजर आता है.
घर के लोग सलमान साहब, मेरे घर के लोग पाकिस्तान रह चुके हैं और पाकिस्तान हमारी भी हमजमीन थी, लेकिन बावजूद इसके अगर पाकिस्तानी मेरे देश के शहीदों के साथ ऐसा बर्ताव करेंगे तो मैं पाकिस्तान की जमीन पर तब तक पैर नहीं रखूंगी जब तक मेरे शहीद का सर वापस नहीं आता. और आप इसकी जिम्मेवारी ले कि आप उस सर को वापस करवाने के लिए काम करेंगे.
मोहतरमा मैं आपको फिर से ये कहूंगा, मैं आपको दावत देता हूं कि आप मेरे मुल्क में आए, आप लाहौर आए, कराची आए.
मैं आपसे कह रही हूँ, आप मुझे बताइए सर वापस करवाने के लिए आप क्या काम कर रहे हैं और क्या काम करने की जिम्मेदारी लेते हैं.
मोहतरमा मैं तो अपना दिल भी हाजिर करने के लिए तैयार हूँ, आप सर मांग रही हैं.
दिल और सर तब काम करे जब आपकी आर्मी के पास वही दिल और वही सर हो, और अगर उसके पास वो दिल और वो सर नहीं है तो जवाब हमारी तरफ से भी मिलेगा.
देखिए अभी भट्ट साहब ने बड़ी अच्छी बात की कि हम ग्लाइड करते हैं, तो मैं आपको याद दिलाता हूं, तू शाहीन है, परवाज है काम तेरा,
ग्लाइडिंग में
तेरे सामने आसमान और भी हैं, सितारों से आगे जहान और भी हैं, हमें आगे की तरफ देखना है, पीछे की तरफ.
Are you being a romantic, Salman? Before you leave us, are you being a romantic, sir? Salman Ahmad, are you being a romantic? Hold on, Meenakshi. Salman Ahmad, are you being a romantic? This is the romantic version of an Aman Ki Asha, that cultural and sporting ties can break all boundaries. Is this being a romantic?
देखिए मैं मोहतरमा को कह रहा हूँ कि जो गीत है चैन एक पल नहीं और कोई हल नहीं, ये सही नहीं सारी जिंदगी नहीं गा सकते. हमें ये गाना है, यारो यही दोस्ती है, किस्मत से जो मिली है.
Are you being a romantic? Are you being a romantic?
How can an artist
in folk terms?
Yes, how can an artist not speak from the heart? दिल से जो बात निकलती है असर रखती है, पर नहीं ताकत परवाज में रखती है.
आप अगर अपनी आर्मी और जिहादी तत्वों पर असर डाल सके तो मैं आपकी बात मानने को राजी हूँ, और अगर आपके वो कंट्रोल से बाहर है तो जाहिर सी बात है हिंदुस्तान को वो सब कुछ करना पड़ेगा जो कि उसके बॉर्डर और इसकी
Okay, hold on. Let's not make this I'm going to give Salman, since you're our guest, I'm giving you a little bit more time, but I'm going to ask you one final word. You know, there are a lot of Pakistanis who will come on this show, who artists like you, who've got a lot of fan following in this country, but you've got to understand that cultural and sporting ties can't exist in isolation. Are you aware of that? Indian artists can't go as easily today to Pakistan as Pakistani artists come to this country. Let's be honest about it. And let's be clear that there is a jihadi extremist element that exists in your country. There are hardliners in this country. How do you isolate both? You can't live completely in isolation from what's going on around you.
Rajdeep,
there's anger, there's rage in India.
Rajdeep, again, the solution to this is that confidence building measures needs to take on all stakeholders.
Yes.
Civil society, the state stakeholders, the army, everybody has to come on board and say, yes, this is the vision we see for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years. Now, if everybody is not on board, then CBMs they have no impact. Then we will start seeing this Groundhog's Day happening all the time.
Okay, you believe that, okay, let me just bring in Kumar Ketkar, because to in a sense, we'll take forward the debate and look at cities like Mumbai, how they become a no-go zone. But Kumar, you've heard the two sides to the story. You were in Pakistan. Do you believe really that cultural and sporting ties can break these barriers? Or has the time come to tell Pakistan, like the world did to South Africa, that unless you mend your ways, we will isolate you? Do you believe that is the way forward for two neighbors to work with each other?
Well, no single issue can actually create an atmosphere of peace or atmosphere of understanding. So I cannot say that culture and sports should be totally isolated. Culture and sports are also part of overall politics. But at the same time, we must understand that the direct politics is totally different from what we can call politics of culture or politics of sport. When America and China were completely at war with each other, there was something called, which world knows as ping pong diplomacy, and Mao Zedong, who was completely anti-American, allowed the whole Europe and America to come to China and play ping pong. And
what would be the benefit of a Salman Ahmed coming and singing in India?
I have no problem, and he should come, and in fact we should encourage. But the point is, there can be some time frame. If atmosphere is today so much of hatred, and unfortunately, Rajdeep, today hatred level of hatred defines patriotism today in both the countries. The jihad is there, the extremists there, and the extremists here also define patriotism.
Are you saying the Shiv Sena and the extremists are mirror images of each other?
Of course.
They are mirror images.
How patriot you are is determined by the hate level that you have, towards Pakistan.
Yes.
So I think
what is happening is nonsense.
Yes, go ahead, Bharat. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Can I just Rajiv, I need to intervene now.
Yes, go ahead.
I have been listening to this.
Yes.
Salman Ahmed and also Kumar Ketkar.
Yes.
I think that they are making the issue a laughing stock. It is hypocrisy that when Indian soldiers are beheaded,
yes,
brutally murdered,
yes,
and even then, if you think that if bringing the artists and players in India, that will bring the cultural ties, and that will make people to people contact. This is nonsense.
So Aman Ki Asha is nonsense? So is Aman Ki Asha nonsense? Is the entire concept of Aman Ki Asha nonsense?
Yes, it's utter nonsense. I'm repeating it, is utter nonsense. Till the time Pakistan falls in line,
yes,
till the time Pakistan falls in line, we should not have any type of culture.
Rajdeep, only one point I will join the rejoinder.
Kumar wants to give a rejoinder.
Only small rejoinder.
Yes.
After Kargil, after hijacking,
just a minute, Bharat, just a minute. Bharat, I'll let you complete. Hold on, Bharat, for a moment. Yes, quick response.
After Kargil,
yes,
after hijacking of the Indian plane,
yes,
after almost a semi-war situation between 1999 after Kargil, between 2002,
yes,
Javed Miandad was personally invited by great Banasaheb Thackeray at his house for dinner, and both of them gave a joint press conference to the people who went to Matosri, and both of them said that they love each other and there should be no fight and no conflict. And Bala Thackeray wanted Indian cricketers to imitate the courage and the grit that Javed Miandad shows, and that was after Kargil. In Kargil, not just beheading, but people were killed. So many people were killed. And not only that, Vajpayee ji started his bus, started his sports and cricket after
Yes.
After Kargil war, the bus started, the negotiations started, talks started, and in fact Vajpayee should be credited for opening the wall.
Okay,
and that was after the war. So if they are determined today to develop and promote the hatred level, to define their patriotism, I think they should look at their own history, how all of them have actually negotiated with Pakistan after Kargil war.
Okay, I'm going to give Salman one word on that. Salman, just to what Bharat Kumar Raut said earlier, that Aman ki Asha is nonsense.
So I would just say the majority population of both India and Pakistan are under the age of 25.
Yes.
That's a huge youth bulge who are looking towards the future, not the past. So we also have to expand our visions for a future between India and Pakistan, which the foundation lies on peace.
But a quick response that the future, that the younger generation, Salman Ahmed says, wants peace. That the silent majority still wants peace. You cannot use one instance to completely say Aman ki Asha is nonsense.
I didn't say Aman ki Asha is nonsense. I said welcoming and cheering the Pakistan artists and players at this stage when my Jawans are beheaded, the wife and mother are still fasting. That time to welcome these people.
Kumar Ketkar said Javed Miandad was welcomed by Banasaheb Thackeray. Javed Miandad was welcomed by Banasaheb Thackeray after Kargil.
I knew Kumar will come to this. I knew Kumar was doing this. That time Kargil war. War is one thing. War.
Yes.
Here this was not war.
Yes.
Here the Pakistan soldiers have entered Indian ground and have beheaded Indians very brutally. It is not a war-like situation.
So in war-like situation, Javed Miandad can come. In war-like situation, Javed Miandad can come. In war-like situation, bus can go. In war-like situation, cultural ties can be there. Only if there is a conflict on the border, singers cannot come.
Kumar, don't distort history. War was over.
Okay, let me then take a break because are we saying
Rajiv, let me complete.
Yes.
Rajiv, let me complete.
Yes.
Let me complete. Here Salman Ahmed, while talking about Aman ki Asha and all these big things, other side, he says it about business.
Yes.
If you are treating this as business, then you are treating Indian emotions, Indian feelings as business, and Indians will not allow to fall prey for this.
Okay. On that, Mahesh, okay, let me take a break.
Then this is no
Let me take a break at this point because Mahesh, but I want to get you in on the emotions. This is an emotional issue. You've done films which deal with emotions. How do you deal with people's emotions and rage? It's all well to be romantic about the Indo-Pak equation, but can we separate it from the emotions on the street? Coming up, much more on this special debate that we are having today. Has the time come to end all cultural and sporting ties with Pakistan? Back in a moment.